Hi, Jaden. Hope you had a good trip in Europe. Looking forward to hearing all about your cool adventures and all the neat stuff you did over there. This is your video lesson for obviously when you get back, because I doubt you took a guitar with you, but cool if you did. But yeah, so this is your video lesson. So there's three things I want to go over. Just some technical things. Now that we're moving into the land of the major scale and the minor scale, we'll still be always incorporating in pentatonics into our playing. That will never go away. But now that we're starting to move into scales that we actually have, sometimes we'll have three notes or there might be a stretch involved, we can start working on techniques like that to get your left hand ready for all that. So the first thing is a KG major exercise, three common fingerings. So when you're playing through these scales, there's three kind of common fingerings I've seen over time. One is kind of like how your C major scale is sort of formed, where you have a 1, 3, 4 kind of finger spread right here. Which is actually, if you look at the example 1Q, I sent it over to your mom in this email. That's what I want you to pull up for this particular exercise right here. So 1Q, the first line is, if you read there, 5, 7, 8, 5, 8, 7. What they're getting you used to doing is being able to play, be able to keep your fingers curled and poised over top. You want your fingers over here like this. You don't want to have them flicking away. It's not this. It's not swinging in. You know, so my fingers are curled, poised right over top of the strings. My first finger kind of has that fish hook thing that we were talking about before. But everyone's poised right over top where they're supposed to go. 5, 7, 8, 5, backwards, 8, 7, 5. And we saw that in our major scale that we did already. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's one pattern that you can do, that you should be working on. The next pattern that's common, that you see commonly, is one that's actually in the exercise I'm going to give you, is 5, 6, 8. So instead of this time the ring finger coming down, the second finger is coming down. So you'll see that configuration of like 1, 2, 4. The first one we did just a second ago was 1, 3, 4. The next configuration that's common is 1, 2, 4. So we're doing 5, 6, 5, 6, 8, 5, 8, 6, staying poised right over top of the string. Right, being able to play that, but do it in a nice slow pace. Remember, focus on keeping the fingers poised over top in a tight configuration. Then the last one is 5, 7, 9. So sometimes we'll actually have a big stretch. So say, for example, when we get to this box 3, that particular C major box, there's that big stretch in there. We gotta get your hand used to doing that first. So first thing you do is you drop the thumb a little bit so you can make that reach. You're gonna use your fingers 1, 2, and 4. And the reason for that is if I put my hand on the table right here, oh my God, it's huge. If I go pointer finger, right? Pretty easy. Middle finger, pretty easy. Ring finger is the hardest one to get to move on its own, because it feels like it's kind of attached right here to the pinky through like science and stuff, I think. So when you do a big stretch, I like to use 1, 2, 4 as my big stretch. So say if I'm doing the Chuck Berry sort of thing, if I'm doing a big stretch, I like to do the stretch with the 1 and 2 there, because I can get a further reach than I can with 2 and 4, for example. I can reach far more with that ring finger right there, especially with that. So what you'll do for here is you go using finger configuration 1, 2, and 4, 5, 7, 9, 5 on the 5th string. 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9. So practice those for me, those three common fingerings for major scales. Next is the chromatic scale. So if you flip over to 1L, it should be in the email I sent over to your mom, is we gotta get used to playing chromatic scales. So first thing we're gonna do is just, what's a chromatic scale? It's basically every note available in the musical alphabet. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. This is all played in sequence. So if I do that, so first, second, third, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Quasi-chromatic scale because there's a couple notes in there that are kind of fudged a little bit, but don't worry about that. So what we're going to do is finger 1, 2, 3, 4. What this is doing is working on your hand synchronization. That way the pick and your finger land at the same time. Right? That's what we're after. And also to finger independence. To play some of these scale patterns, you need to be very have a lot of dexterity in your fingers. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you notice I'm poised right over top of the string. My fingers are arched right over top. I'm not doing anything like this. Once you get to the 4, I scooch up a fret. Scooch up a fret, come back down. All on the same frets. Scooch up. Scooch up. Scooch up. You go all the way to the top. So work on that exercise for me. And then lastly, I want you to work on C major box 2. This is the one that's right next door to the one you already know. So the one that goes 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 4, 7, or 4, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. That right there, when you start this, right? And this is on the handout that I sent over to you, Ron. It's this one here. It's the one that says pattern form in the book, but I don't use that. I use box 2 is what I call it, because we're relating it to box 2 A minor pentatonic. It's this one right here. Right? So the way this goes, if you see that dark circle right there on the handout, we went to the very bottom line, the circle within the circle, that's the root note, that note C right there. So we're gonna find that C on the 6th string, right? It's right there. But you notice we have a dot before that, it's on 7. If you notice, it's basically these two boxes being connected. So it's a connection point between those two boxes, the same way that we had connection points between the different pentatonic scales. Now the thing is that they're just getting more and more complex. Box 2 A minor pentatonic was just this. So set as 8, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. We're just filling in the gaps from the major scale, the missing 2 notes. 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, and then 8, 10, 7, 8, 7, 8, 10. Come on. You can do this. So I want you to learn the box 2 E form major scale. All right, so work on those 3 things for me. I will take a look at the Californication, all the other stuff when you get back and have a chance to look at it. And have a great rest of your trip, and I'll see you same time next time.